In the ancient world, long before our time, civilizations rose to heights we can barely imagine. They built massive structures that defied the known laws of physics, monuments that whispered of a forgotten power. And walking among humans, openly and without fear, were the Nephilim. The book of Genesis speaks of them. The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. These were not mere mortals. They were giants, beings of immense stature and strength, born of a forbidden union. Their presence cast a long, dark shadow over the land, a sign that the very fabric of creation was being torn asunder. The world was teetering on the brink of an abyss, and the age of giants had begun. This age was born from an act of cosmic rebellion. In the celestial realms, a schism occurred. Angels, beings of light and servants of the divine, chose to forsake their sacred duty. Jude and Peter both wrote of this fall, of angels who did not keep their own domain, but abandoned their proper abode. They descended from the heavens, drawn by a desire that broke divine law. In their fall, they were not just cast out. They were bound in chains of gloomy darkness, awaiting a judgment yet to come. This descent was not just a fall from grace. It was a physical transgression, a breaking of the boundaries between the spiritual and the material. The sacred order was shattered, and the consequences would ripple through all of creation, leading to an era of unparalleled corruption. With the divine barrier broken, a poison seeped into the heart of humanity. The world plunged into a total moral collapse. Genesis paints a grim picture. The Lord saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every intention of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. Imagine a world where violence was not the exception, but the norm, where empathy was a forgotten language and cruelty was a celebrated virtue. Every thought, every action was stained with corruption. The influence of the fallen and their giant offspring had twisted human nature into something unrecognizable. The earth itself groaned under the weight of this wickedness, a planet-wide descent into chaos and depravity. Hope was a flicker in a hurricane, and the light of goodness seemed all but extinguished. Yet, in this sea of darkness, one man stood apart. His name was Noah. In a world consumed by evil, Noah walked a different path. The scriptures tell us he was a righteous man, blameless in his generation. He walked with God. This was not a casual stroll. It was a life of conscious separation from the pervasive corruption around him. While others embraced violence and vice, Noah clung to righteousness. He was an island of integrity in an ocean of moral decay. It's hard to fathom the isolation he must have felt, the ridicule he must have endured for choosing a path so radically different from everyone else. But his faithfulness did not go unnoticed. While the world spiraled toward its doom, grace found a foothold in the heart of this one man. And so the divine spoke to Noah. A command was given, a blueprint revealed for an impossible vessel. God instructed him, "Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark, and cover it inside and out with pitch." The dimensions were staggering. A vessel of colossal scale, designed not to sail, but simply to survive. As Noah and his family began the monumental task of construction, the world watched and mocked. They couldn't comprehend the coming judgment. They saw a man building a giant boat on dry land, far from any sea, and they laughed. They saw his warnings as the ravings of a madman. But Noah did not waver. With every plank laid and every seam sealed, he was building an ark of salvation, a testament of faith against a backdrop of disbelief. Then the laughter stopped. The day of reckoning arrived. The sky, once a familiar canopy, turned against the world. Genesis describes it vividly. All the fountains of the great deep burst forth, and the windows of the heavens were opened. This wasn't just rain. It was a deluge from two fronts. Water erupted from the ground itself, as if the earth were hemorrhaging. Simultaneously, rain poured from the sky not in drops, but in torrents, a relentless punishing downpour. The sky wept, and the ground bled, and the waters began to rise. The sounds of mockery were replaced by screams of terror as the unstoppable flood began its work. The judgment that had been foretold, the judgment that had been laughed at, was now a terrifying reality. As the waters rose, they met the giants of the old world. The Nephilim, those mighty heroes of renown, found themselves powerless against the wrath of nature, the instrument of divine judgment. Their immense strength was no match for the rising tide. Their towering cities, symbols of their power and defiance, were submerged and swept away. The scriptures state the devastation was absolute. Every living thing that was on the face of the ground was blotted out, man and animals and creeping things and birds of the heavens. They were blotted out from the earth. This included the giants. The very lineage born of rebellion was systematically erased, washed away in a great cleansing flood, their civilization reduced to silt and memory. The world was being unmade. When the waters finally prevailed, a profound and eerie silence fell upon the earth. The entire planet was a single vast ocean under a gray sky. There were no mountains, no trees, no signs of life. Everything was gone. Only the ark, a solitary speck on the endless water, remained. It drifted on the silent surface until, as the waters receded, it came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. Imagine the scene: a world reset to its primordial state, scrubbed clean of the corruption that had once choked it. This was not just destruction. It was a new beginning, a baptism of the entire planet. The stillness was a testament to the awesome power that had been unleashed, a silent monument to the world that was. The flood erased the Nephilim, but Scripture hints the story may not have ended there. By the way, I have curated products here on my TikTok shop that are the best for EerieDoseYT fans. If you're new and want to check it out, I'll paste the link in the description below. Since you've made it this far, then I've got a challenge for you. If this channel hits 500 subscribers, I'll post myself in the YouTube community for you to see what I look like in real life. So hit that subscribe button, notification bell, like, and share this video, and let me know where this video goes. Watch the full video every Sunday of Dark and Forbidden's Bible passages over on my YouTube channel, EerieDoseYT. Real horror, real stories, real life events that actually happened. This is EerieDoseYT. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment your theories below. Thanks for watching.